Welcome, amazing people. I'm so excited to get in here today and have a chat with you just about the premise that so many of us are feeling right now as everything around us is changing. And I'm titling today's chat talk, or however you want to call it, you did everything right. So, exactly why does everything still feel off? So, if you've been following me for a while, thank you for listening to my story. And I hope that you'll be encouraged to make steps and move forward. I understand that at least if we've done everything right, then you've also followed the structure exactly the way it's been laid out, and still something just doesn't feel as solid as it should. So, let me just say first, I'm not an influencer, I'm not a digital marketing coach. I've worked in federal cybersecurity for close, if well, more than 15 years. And I've also been a high performer my entire life, all the way from college through now. So, moving from being a division 1 athlete, a head coach, through my corporate career and into being a cyber CEO, I've definitely done all the things the way that you're supposed to, structured, making sure to back that up. I've had the credentials, and definitely just being reliable. My authority and people who know me and how I move in integrity know that all too well. But I then watched something shift that I didn't expect. So, in terms of my career, my role I thought was essential and actually is deemed essential by the government. And I've watched it vanish in less than 30 days. So, not 30 days, 90 days. So, let's just pause right there. That's the moment that everything recalibrated for me, just watching how something could be deemed essential and then all of a sudden within 3 months just kind of fizzle into thin air. So, on paper, nothing looked wrong, but internally, I've realized something I hadn't seen before. Everything that I've built was essentially tied to one system. And if that system moved, everything moved right with it: my income, my structure, my decisions. And so that's not security, that's absolutely dependency. So, the instinct is to do more. I considered, let's get another certification. Let me add a whole nother layer here. Let me actually even, I could even do multiple roles. But if I'm being honest, I never have had an effort problem. I'm just maxed. And that is where so many of us are right now. You're already maxed. So doing more inside of the same structure doesn't fix it. It just is going to deepen the wound or cut or the concern. So I made a different move. It wasn't loud. It definitely wasn't public. I just started looking at what I already knew and how to structure that into something that could exist outside of my role, which was felt and still feels sometimes crazy. But I wanted something private, something that was controlled, and I didn't build it to replace my job overnight. I built it so it was no longer fully dependent on my job or someone hiring me. And that just changed how I move completely. So, this isn't about income. This is really about being able to fund your life without everything resting on one system, which is how all of us were taught to move forward. But when we're talking about funding our life, your kids, travel with them, enjoying your retirement, other choices that are definitely coming all of our way as our parents age. We don't need more effort to get there. And I am a living witness to that. You absolutely do not need to figure out everything right now. You don't need a full plan, but you do need to see clearly where you stand right now. And that's why I built my first move map. I think it's amazing, of course. I think all the things are amazing, but it's a private 10-minute decision tool that takes out that decision fatigue and shows you exactly how your current structure is set up and where your first small shift needs to happen. Not about visibility, not about pressure, just clarity. So I want you to run that first. I really appreciate you being here, taking your time to spend a moment with me. But let's get into this and let's have a great week. I'll see you in a couple of days on our next video where we're going to be talking about why you don't need more time. You just need a better structured system for your life.